David watched from the hill not far from the flock and his uncle and dad, who were tending the sheep. He had been coming out with his male relatives to learn how to be a shepherd under their care and teaching. They had sent him off to find a lost baby sheep that had wandered off. David knew exactly where the little scoundrel sheep was because he had chased her many times. He had given the sheep a name, Spunky, and it had become David's special pet in all the herd. Spunky liked a little cove where some sweet herbs grew, and only she knew about them. But she must have gotten caught in the brambles. Sure enough, there she was, all caught up and very unhappy. "Oh, Spunky, you get in trouble every time you come up here. What would you do without me?" David said happily, as he helped her get loose, and she began to play about his legs and feet. "Wow, is that a sheep?" David heard the small voice not far off. Who's there?" he said nervously. As he looked around, a child, seemingly a few years younger than him, Abe and his only son Zach, loved to camp and fish and hunt. They usually set aside a couple of fall or early winter days for the outing. This time, they were out just a week before Thanksgiving. Usually when they hunted, they didn't care if they shot a bird or just took pictures of one. But they brought guns, because there were bears and large cats in this area of the country. They got to the top of the mountain, and Zach crossed the clearing. "Okay, Pop, did God have any specifics about where this special prize was or what it would be? Is it a turkey or a boar or something else? You know, Mom doesn't like surprises." Then Zach turned back toward his dad and froze. There directly opposite was Abe, holding his rifle to his face and pointing it directly at him. Still, Zach did not believe that his dad was going to kill him. Dad, is the kill behind me? Because, I don't mind ducking." "God will provide the kill," Abe said solemnly. And he brought back the hammer of the gun. Zach's head was directly in his sights. As he began to squeeze the trigger, a powerful anointing from inside his heart surged up from his spirit. Screwtape felt pretty happy with himself. He was one of the top devils in Hades because he was so good at fooling Christians into committing sin. So when the assignment to disrupt one of the most Christian families on their hit list came from the top man of all the devils, well, he felt pretty pleased. He immediately called his nephew devil, Wormwood, to tackle the assignment.
"Wormwood?"
Screwtape said, looking at his pointy tail and red horns, the pride and joy of any good devil.
"We have a big job to do. The Smiths are devoted followers of Jesus. The dad and mom make sure they are in church every Sunday. The little boy Christopher sings in the youth choir, and the older daughter Stephanie is planning on doing missions work after high school. The top man of all devils has assigned us to ruin this family,"
he said, pacing back and forth in front of a blackboard, like it were a military exercise. Screwtape never wrote on the blackboard, but he thought it looked cool.
"The top man of all devils? Who is that?"
Wormwood asked, because he was a little slow sometimes.
"Satan, you goof,"
Screwtape finally told him, clearly frustrated with his nephew.
"Now you know what will work. Split them apart. Use anger, jealousy, hurtful remarks, rumors, and irritations. I will clue you in as you go, so get up there. They are getting ready to have family devotions. This is a good time to get in the way." "Yes, sir,"
Wormwood said, saluting and hurting his hand on his own devil horns, and off he went. Dad came running from the back room. Zeke the dog started barking. The cats ran for cover, and Mom was trying to outshout the two children to find out what happened. Somewhere, Screwtape was smiling and muttering,
"Family devotions is looking pretty unlikely tonight."
Wormwood was
Sydney
on the
the
move.
donkey
And Mariel the sheep walked along the rough Egyptian road trying to keep up with the crowd. Everyone was all in a rush and upset and pushing and yelling ever since Moses finally got the Pharaoh to let the Israelites go, and Moses had the Hebrew nation pack up everything and march toward the Red Sea and to freedom. "Well, this was an unexpected trip," Mariel said, running a bit to keep away from the switch her master was using to keep the animals moving. "What are you complaining about?" Sydney responded. "Look at all the junk I have on my back. They make me carry everything." "Well, why don't you just dump it on the road? You are a donkey. People expect you to be stubborn," the helpful sheep advised. "Well, it's not that bad. Besides, this is what God created me to do. And if it makes me useful, then I will have a place in the Promised Land," Sydney said optimistically.